So today I wanted to talk about the joys of formatting files. It is a thing that has been, I think, like, I don't even want to say subconscious, but definitely just one of those that I don't want to deal with, so I just haven't for like a year. And it was justified, I will say, but I am glad to be getting over that and just dealing with it, but it still sucks. So for the past couple of years, but definitely in 2025, there was such a push that everyone and their mom, it seems, was yelling about supporting Amazon. And the problem is, Amazon's really great for authors. It's the place that you typically have the easiest access, and also they tend to pay the most. And so it sucks when you're like, hey, you want to support a small business, you want to support, a small author, great, here I am. And then they're like, oh, I can't buy it on Amazon, where's the other places? And I'm like, okay, but if you want to actually support an author, support them where they're at. It's like being mad that a crafter wouldn't have it not on Etsy, and they're like, no, I run everything through Etsy or through Squarespace or whatever the place is that they run everything through. Being like, oh, well, I'm boycotting that company. Do you have another option? But continuously kept seeing it, and I've had people approach me that they're like, well, I refuse to buy from them, so I'm just not gonna support you until you go other places. And it's like, okay, you're not really supporting, but whatever. So I tried a lot of other workarounds. I was like, well, if I do audiobooks and just make money from ads through it, or if I, have it on a paywall on Patreon, but I hate doing audiobooks so much, and the payoff never was there. And so I decided not to do that, and instead just to confront the frustration when it comes to dealing with files and stuff. And the big challenge was moving it to, well, not really moving, but adding to Barnes & Noble. And it was a struggle. It took days. It took me and my husband both fighting with it. And inevitably, the only thing you can do is you can only do it through Microsoft Word. Technically, supposedly, you can use like Chrome add-ons to use Google Docs, which is what I normally write with. And no, they are pretty sketch and has potential to, like, my husband was looking into it a lot because he's my nerd, that's his job. And he found that a lot of them had people saying that it was corrupting their main files, it was corrupting their entire accounts, and it's like, I don't want to play that game. I will just go deal with Microsoft. So I hopped on my mom's computer. She has the year subscription thing, which is so stupid, but whatever. So I got my thing booted over there and used her computer, got it all formatted and stuff, which was a challenge because I have a proof copy coming, and I think the formatting is going to be a problem. Actually, I could show you with I have a host of books in front of me. That one would not be a good example. This one would be a good example. See how there's like these little headings up here? I think mine is like right here, like drastically right there. And I need to see how it looks in person because I don't know. I didn't adjust that from my original file. I'm like, why would it change so much? I don't know. It doesn't look like that on my proof copies from Amazon, so why would it suddenly be there? I don't know. And it took so much effort to fight to get everything lined up. And like, not only was it a struggle with the interior file getting correct, because basically the problem is you have to change like the page setup size, and the size that I wanted to do I couldn't do on Barnes and so I had to change everything. I think it's gonna be worth it, and the only reason is specifically because if I'm gonna do a hardcover through Barnes, they have the option, I'ma do it. It's like a legit hardcover. It has the jacket. Is it dumb that that's the reason I had to do all of this? Yes. Is my battery gonna die when I started at 50% battery 4 minutes ago? Yep. As I was saying, before being so rudely interrupted, basically I wanted to make sure I had the hardcover with a jacket. Is it silly? Yes. But listen, it feels like a real book at that point. The ones that Amazon does where it's just printed on it just doesn't feel like a true like hardcover, you know? You need the dust jacket. So I was so stoked that they have that option. You can only do that at certain sizes. So I was like, oh God, but I want it so much. So if I couldn't figure it out, I was just gonna have to let it go, but it did figure it out. It took days, like actual days. And even then, like, and that's the next thing, is it took so much effort that it's like, oh my God, I don't know if I can publish to the rate I want to through you. And I think at this point I'm gonna potentially end up stagger publishing. Like, you know, Barnes comes out later than Amazon because Amazon has a quick turnaround. Barnes, based off of everything, does not. Because I ordered my proof copy and I adjusted the cover because I was tinkering with it, and then I ended up really adjusting the colors and I was like, ooh, this is a pretty scheme of colors. I like it. And I was like, you know what? We'll have variations. Some people do like a Barnes & Noble exclusive cover anyways. So I was like, sure, because I'm gonna do that to all of the others anyways. So the first 5 that are published staggered, because I don't know if Barnes will let you post-date it of like, I technically published this years ago, but I'm also just publishing it now through you guys. These are the questions that I wish the author community would answer without being super vague, or like take 1700 years to get to the point and never actually answer that question. This, like, just tell me the details of like the most basic how to do things. They don't have that. And these sorts of questions, you know, they don't really talk about that much. So anyways, but yeah, so I'm planning to do different variations. That's a topic for a different video, but I adjusted the cover picture a little bit and it required relearning the software and fighting with it so much. I make my covers through Canva, and then I find the images on Pixabay, I think is how you're supposed to say it, but they have an option where it's supposed to be royalty-free images and you can select down. Now it's a new option they have, which I love, authentic only. So theoretically, no AI. Love that. Because I can't afford a digital artist. They are expensive. I'm sure their skills are well worth it. Honestly, if I had the money, the temptation gets so real to be like, I would love to give you monies to do this step. I hate the steps so much. Format my book. I don't want to. I want to give it to someone who just wants a like pretty mindless task. Like, if I was doing it as a job for somebody else, it would be my dream job. Because like, I don't need you to edit the book. Don't look at the words. Don't care. I need you to count to make sure the chapter headings are down the same for every chapter. I want you to make sure there's not a random blank page. Just make sure the headings aren't at the bottom of the page. Bump it to the next page. You know, little stuff like that. Formatting the cover, just like, here's the picture, make it not look ugly, go. Like, I would love to be able to pay someone to do all of that, get all the files uploaded and everything, but like, that's easily $1,000 minimum, and I have so many other things I'd rather spend $1,000 on, like paying off things and saving to buy a house and eventually saving to have kids, because surrogacy is super expensive. So like, I have other things I'd rather pay that money towards, but like, the temptation gets real. But yeah, so I battled it out, got the cover done. I think it's gonna look good. Again, I don't know, because it does feel very different on your computer versus in person. So I'm hoping it looks good. We'll find out. And then hopefully I can get this soon, but that's the other problem. I didn't actually look, and that was my bad, but also that's a lot of money. So their like copy price is a bit more, because again, it does have the jacket, so it's going to be a little bit more than even Amazon for their hardcover. But also then the shipping is insane, and it was basically like the cost of my book all over again, just in shipping, or it could have been less. And it was like $6 versus like $14 in shipping, and I was like, cool. And then there's tax and like all of these other things, and I was like, yeah, listen, I don't want to pay like $14 in shipping, so I'll just do the cheaper one. And usually, you know, it's like, oh my god, it's like, do you want it in like 2 days, overnight basically, or do you want it in like a week? And you're like, a week is fine, like I don't need it that fast, it's whatever. I should have looked at the dates more because I didn't, because I just autopilot. And by that point, I was so done with it. I'd been fighting with the computer all day, getting the interior file to work because like, oh my god, I don't even know how it's gonna turn out. Like that's gonna take a lot more of a project to do. And then also getting the cover, fighting with that for hours, and you know, you're trying to drag and like just, I wanted to have just a slice of the cover, like art, not the full cover picture, but like just a slice of it for like the inner jackets, which now I realize I wanted to add stuff. I was like, I don't know what to put there, like at all. Like I writing descriptions, I'm like, I don't know, here's like a brief of like read it or don't, I don't care. And like I hate writing the descriptions of my own books. It's like, I don't know, just read it, just do it. If it sounds intriguing, go for it. If not, whatever. Like there's 1,000 books out there already, go for it, whatever. Like I hate writing the description of my own books. So like having to write more to fit more into it, I'm like, I don't know, dude, just like read it. And I don't feel like that's gonna get you to actually buy a book. And so literally like maybe 10 minutes after I hit order, then the idea came to me. I'm like, damn it. Because I had the idea of put about the author on one side, and then on the other books by the author. Done. Easy. Every book will have that. Duh. But no, of course not. And of course, then I look at the date. Oh god, it's gonna suck. It is supposed to get delivered. The estimated delivery date is the 28th of January. For context, I did all of the work of ordering it yesterday on the 4th of January. 4th? 28th. And I put the publication date out, what I thought would be far enough, of the 31st, because if I order it from Amazon, usually I'm gonna get it in a week. Like, sometimes a little longer, especially like in December when it's super crazy busy shipping time, but like the rest of the year, usually within like a week, I get them. And usually they even ship sooner, but like it's never, I don't think I've ever had it longer. Again, minus I had one like off the wall of a fiction book that took literally so many weeks, and it took like I think close to like 2 months to get a copy. So it can happen. So like I'm kind of trusting that estimated date, but usually Amazon gets here pretty quick. And so I'm like, oh my god, I messed up, because now I put the publication date, because you can actually pre-order through Barnes, which is amazing, but also like whoopsies, oh god, I messed up. And so I put it for the 31st of January because I'm like, that's plenty of time. It's the freaking 4th. I got this. I don't got this. And I don't know that you can edit things until it ships, at least, the very least. So might have messed that up. Hopefully it gets here sooner. I have my doubts. And so it's been a battle, and I need to get the paperback version on Barnes probably. And then my husband and I were talking about it. He's like, I think you should just stagger publish, like just publish the Amazon editions that are ready, which the only thing I need to do is I want to have both ISBN numbers in all of the versions. And so I need to, which is so stupid too. Why do you have assign the ISBN number on literally the last page? Why do you do that? That's so stupid, because then I have to go all the way back to step 1 to update my file to include the ISBN number in the interior file. Why do you not do it first? It's like so many steps more on Barnes, which I do appreciate. It does feel really nice, but that one step is like this, just why? Why did you do that? Give it at the beginning, because that would make more sense so I could add it back into my file. It's just, it's the silliest things, but it's so annoying. So yeah, I need to go get the paperback version and get its ISBN number and put that up, and then update the files, and hopefully the paperback will be good at that point. But also then I kind of feel like I want to wait, because like I need to see how the interior is looking anyways. So I feel like my husband is kind of right of like, just hit publish and just be getting some sales, and the people who are boycotting Amazon wouldn't have bought it anyways, and then they'll buy it later, and people who would have bought it from Amazon are just gonna buy it there. So like, it's fine, start getting some sales, because at this rate I have literally not published pretty close to a year. It was, I think, early January that I published my last book. my 4th witchcraft book, 9th overall, but 4th witchcraft book, and it's like, well, crap. So yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do exactly for that, but it's a problem because like, and I think it's just the thing of it's the first proof copy that I've gotten, so a lot of it I'm still trying to figure out, where with Amazon I've done it enough times that I kind of know, and I can trust a lot of the online process of it, where Barnes I haven't, so I want to check it out first, and then it's just delaying things to the 28th, so we'll see. But yeah, so that's all I wanted to talk about today, of just the frustration. I can see why I felt this way for all of these years, why it has taken me so long. And also, when I very first started, had Barnes & Noble had this back when I first started to publish, I 1000% probably just would have picked them and just went with that, but they didn't for a long time. Granted, I got started in books a long time ago. Like, I graduated from high school and then I published my book within like a month or so. So it's been a minute, because like I'm gonna be 30 this year. But yeah, so like 2014, I published my first book. Barnes & Noble Press wasn't a thing. And you really, like, even Amazon wasn't a thing, really. It was CreateSpace. And then they got bought out by Amazon. So there's been a lot that have come and gone, and I do like Barnes a lot. But yeah, so I just, oh my god, the frustration is so real. So I will keep you posted on how that's going, because that is definitely my life right now. So anyways, thank you for coming along, for listening to my rambles, and I will see you all next time for another chit chat.